This is Nick.
This is Jack.
It's Tuesday, T-Boy Tuesday, November 22nd. And today's pod, for a lot of particular reasons, is the best one yet.
Back in the New York mood.
Here we are, right back in New York City. Here we go, Jack.
Nick and I are back in New York for the last pod before Thanksgiving.
Last pod of the week, recording from downtown Manhattan. Jack, I got one question for you.
How do I look?
All right, dinner tonight. You look fantastic, by the way. JG Melon Burger or artichoke pizza?
I love me a JG Melon Burger.
Can I give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown?
Sure.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Pizza
both.
by the slice.
It's always both. Jack, what's our first story for today's pod?
2 years ago, Disney's most famous CEO quit.
He did.
Today, Disney's most famous CEO is back.
It's the return of the Jedi.
For our second story, Denny's just launched what we're calling a bottomless breakfast blouse.
Yeah.
And it broke Black Friday.
That $6 t-shirt, it's worth 1,000 pancakes.
For our third and final story, we just got the Santa Watch prediction for 2022. How much you will spend over the holidays.
And the data reveals what we are thankful for.
But Yetis, before we hit that fantastic mix.
Jack, perfect pod to end the week on, man.
Yetis, we know where you are right now.
Yeah, you're at gate 43B at the airport.
You're flying to see your family for Thanksgiving.
Honestly, TSA probably just confiscated your shoes.
We hope they give them back.
They really should give them back.
Perfect timing, though, because the Wall Street Journal just announced what we're all interested in.
Yes, Jack.
The top 20 airports in America.
All right, Jack. Number 5, who we got?
Phoenix.
Number 4, who
Detroit.
we got? Number 3?
Minneapolis.
Number 2?
Atlanta.
But who is the number 1 best airport in America, Jack?
San Francisco. The old SFO.
San Francisco apparently has America's top number 1 airport.
Best trolleys. Best airports.
Not too shabby over there.
Funny thing, though. You were just in San Francisco.
I was at that SFO airport like within a few hours
and
ago.
I lived there for like a year, so we've seen these rankings in action.
We just experienced the number 1 ranking.
Yetis, Terminal 1 has a free touchless seltzer fall.
Jack, it's like a free pre-flight Perrier.
I call it a seltzer fall because it's a waterfall of seltzer.
I would bathe in this thing.
Terminal 2 has a Napa wine tasting bar.
Runways and Rieslings, Pinots and Pilots, baby. That's what SFO does.
Oh, wait, you're feeling flustered?
Yes, I am.
Go do some downward dog and asana in the yoga room.
Jack, your pet's feeling stressed? How about a free CBD dog treat in the pet relief area?
Emphasis on relief.
Yeah.
Most of all, though, SFO, Nick and I appreciate this one a lot.
Yeah, we do.
It's the quietest of all the U.S. airports.
Get this. San Francisco removed half of their airport loudspeakers.
And they only make local gate announcements, which means like gate 43B, you're only going to hear that they're boarding if you're near gate 43B.
It is so quiet at San Francisco, you can hear your flight not taking off.
Namaste at my gate.
San Francisco's airport almost feels like a spa.
If the spa confiscates your drinks over 4 ounces and you don't want to touch the floor in the bathroom.
So to all the Yetis traveling for Thanksgiving.
And all the besties in the air right now.
May your airport feel inspired.
Let's hit our 3 stories.
Let's hit them.
15 years before this song, 2 boys from the Northeast met in a dorm. They had an idea that caused a cultural storm. It's the best one yet, but the best is the norm. Jack, Nick, that's it. I don't even think they need to practice. 50%, that's a fat tip. T-Boy City on your at-list. If you know, you know, cause we ready to go. We can't wait no more, so just start the show. Start the show.
For our first story, Disney just shockingly fired its CEO, and then they shockingly brought back the old CEO.
This is the return of the Jedi.
Yeah, but Jack, how's Yoda feeling over there?
Disappointed Yoda is.
All right, Yetis, first of all, Jack and I should just do an early shout out here. Disney, 99 years old, about to turn 100 years old.
This company is iconic.
Disney,
Nick.
100 years old.
But over that long span of being a company,
Get this,
it's only had 8 CEOs.
8 CEOs over a century. That's shocking.
That's 12 and a half years per CEO, Nick.
That's a good Thanksgiving trivia.
And one of them was a born and raised New Yorker who grew up wanting to become an anchorman.
One of them went to Ithaca College in upstate New York and was a weatherman there.
Reported a lot of snow as Buffalo could tell you right now.
Snow with a low pressure system bringing snow.
Now, that man joined ABC News, and ABC News ultimately got acquired by Disney.
That ABC News dude ultimately became CEO of the entire Magic Kingdom.
You know who we're talking about
He
here.
literally had the keys to the castle.
Bob Iger.
For 15 years, the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, transformed Disney from a Mickey Mouse to a Black Panther.
That's right. He spent $8 billion, $4 billion each, to acquire Marvel,
The superhero series,
and acquire Lucasfilm.
aka Star Wars.
And right before he finished being CEO,
Talk to me, Jack.
he launched Disney Plus, which now has more subscribers than Netflix.
And after 15 years of leading Disney, Bob Iger handed the company to another Bob.
It was pretty funny.
It was another Bob.
I'm actually surprised his name, Bob, didn't disqualify him from replacing Bob.
At that point, you just go by Robert. But the other Bob was Bob Chapek,
Yeah.
who took over in February of 2020.
February of 2020.
That is some rough timing, Jack.
In his first month on the job, the pandemic crushed Disney's movie theater business and its theme park business.
This new CEO, Bob Chapek, in February 2020, he was not the same guy as Bob Iger.
No, he wasn't a savvy media TV guy like Bob Iger. This Bob was a theme park guy.
He was a savvy theme park guy.
Honestly, given the importance of Disney Plus to Disney's future,
Yeah.
we were surprised they picked a theme park guy to run the business.
Well, on Sunday night, Jack and I were preparing for our trip to New York when suddenly at 10 p.m., after 3 years, Disney made a shocking late
Bob
night
was
announcement.
out, Bob was in.
Yeah, the new Bob was just fired and replaced by the old Bob.
Yeah, they brought back Bob Iger.
Yeah, like Return of the Jedi.
Bob Iger is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Exactly, Jack.
And Wall Street was so thrilled to have old Ben Kenobi back that they pumped the stock up by 8% yesterday.
New Bob fired, old Bob back. Feels like a takeaway. So, Jack, what's the takeaway for our buddies over at Disney?
A Jedi is only as good as his apprentice.
Jack, can you repeat that one more time?
A
Like,
Jedi
more Jedi-like.
is only as good
Exactly.
as his apprentice.
Jedis just speak slower. That's like half the profession. Yetis, we've all seen Star Wars Episode 4. Rule number 2 of being a master Jedi is to train a young Jedi.
That's right. The apprentice is just as important. But what's rule number 1, by the way?
That's a different pod, Jack. Bob Iger was a powerful CEO, but his mistake, maybe it was not training a successor.
He did a phenomenal job transforming Disney for 15 years.
Yeah.
And yet, his hand-picked successor, which he had 15 years to train, got fired in less than 3 years on the job.
Iger was a Jedi who failed to train an apprentice in the ways of the Force.
And now that Jedi is back as CEO, but only for a 2-year contract.
Yeah, his number one job right now is to find another apprentice.
If you're at Disney, you know Bob Iger's only going to be around for a little bit.
Exactly.
He's just keeping the ship sailing while they find a new person.
It's only because a Jedi Master is only as good as their apprentice. For our second story, Denny's, America's biggest breakfast chain,
Yep.
just created the greatest Black Friday sale ever.
Denny's top diners are about to become walking billboards for Denny's.
But Jack, let's put Game of Thrones aside for a second. For 69 years, there has been an epic battle in Middle-earth.
Denny's versus IHOP.
Yeah. Who could flip more flapjacks for pancake patties?
Denny's
Yeah.
is to pancakes, Yetis, what the Olive Garden was to breadsticks.
Pioneered the whipped cream topping as a breakfast condiment.
Whipped cream is a breakfast condiment, thanks to Denny's.
This is all before Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp.
Right on cue. Yeti's Denny's is famous for having the lowest price to calorie ratio of any fast food chain we've ever jumped into.
I was so excited to learn this next point.
This is good.
Denny's is the only pure play hash brown stock on stock
Yeah,
market.
Denny's IPO'd back in 1968. They now got 1,600 locations.
We repeat, Denny's IPO'd. This is a publicly traded stock where you can get sausage in the form of a patty or a link.
Now, here is what is critical about their business model. Breakfast, as we've told you, is a powerful, consistent, habit-forming product.
Interestingly, for Denny's, most people go there for the weekends to eat their pancakes.
People want pancakes, especially on weekends. Get this fact, Jack.
1/3 of sales happen on the weekends before noon. So like
Denny's
breakfast or brunch on the weekend.
depends on you getting in before noon on a Saturday.
So here's Denny's challenge. They're open 7 days a week. They might be open 24 hours, right? How do they get your breakfast habit for all 7 days of the week?
Well, here's what Jack and I found fascinating about this story. It's with a subscription, of course.
Introducing the Denny's $6 everyday value t-shirt.
Yeah.
They have a subscription in the form of a t-shirt.
We repeat, Denny's is getting you to come every day with a t-shirt subscription.
Here's the deal, Yetis. There is a black t-shirt for sale for $6 at Denny's.com.
One t-shirt.
And it says every day on the t-shirt. There's nothing else particularly special about it.
But here is the differentiator. This is the fascinating part.
If you wear that Denny's t-shirt into a Denny's, you get breakfast for free.
All year long.
All year long, if you wear the Denny's everyday black t-shirt, you get 2 eggs, 2 strips of bacon, 2 pancakes, hash browns for free
Yeah.
every day for a whole year.
That's enough to make a lumberjack sit down and just stay sat down because it is so much food.
That's why we call this the bottomless breakfast blouse.
That's what we're calling
It's
it.
valid for one free everyday value slaying breakfast.
Now, here are the numbers. Since that breakfast typically costs $6, and theoretically, you could have 365 of them with this t-shirt.
This t-shirt is only $6, but it's worth over $2,000 of free breakfast.
2,186 to be precise.
That's right. Denny's just turned a coupon into a fashion article.
the way Jack and I see it. This is a $6 breakfast subscription with a free t-shirt.
Now, Yetis, we know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
You want to do the breakfast double dip.
Yeah, you're going to try to pull it off. Cheat the system.
You're going to have breakfast at Denny's for free and then take off the shirt in the parking lot and give it to your buddy and give them breakfast for free too.
That's why they've got a QR code on the sleeve of the
Yeah,
t-shirt.
they're going to scan the QR code and make sure no one else has used it today.
Nice try, Darlene. Back of the line.
Nice try, Darlene.
Now, there are only 150 of these t-shirts, and they go on sale Thursday at midnight. They're going to go fast.
That's right. Denny's is taking Black Friday and turning it into a t-shirt subscription.
Perfectly put, Jack. So, Jack, what's the takeaway for our buddies over at Denny's?
If you know, you know.
Yetis, great brands don't have customers. Great brands have fans.
And fans have inside jokes, unique terms that only they know. It's their own language.
Mattress, mattress, mattress. Just like countries have their own language, brands can too.
Great brands recognize fandom and elevate those insiders.
Even if it's costly, like selling a $6 t-shirt with $2,000 of breakfast food value.
Smart brands serve perks to their most passionate fans.
Because if you know, you know.
Now, a word about our sponsor, Robinhood.
A lot of Yetis don't realize how much prep work goes into this pod.
We spend hours every morning jumping in T-Boy style to earnings reports, CEO tweets, breaking news headlines.
Yeah, Jack and I are toggling tabs like you toggled IM convos in 2004.
Having 8 tabs open can be stressful. You don't need that, especially when investing.
Robinhood offers it all in one app.
Whether you want to trade options, ETFs, or stocks through Robinhood Financial,
Or you want to buy some Bitcoin on Robinhood Crypto.
you can do it all on the Robinhood app.
If you're not investing in Robinhood yet, to get started, go to Robinhood.com/Tboy and choose your free stock.
That's Robinhood.com/TBOY. Limitations apply.
Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. All investments involve risk.
By the way, this podcast is not owned or part of Robinhood, and we are not employees of Robinhood.
For our third and final story of the week, we just got the estimates on how you are going to spend this holiday season.
Record spending. And the reason for that record estimated spending reveals what we are thankful for.
All right, Yetis, the holidays. Time of year to toss on that slammin' salmon sweater and just reflect out there.
And on the last pod before Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
Nick and I are spending this moment, this story to reflect.
this story, we're going to reflect.
On the last year, we're going to reflect.
If you were invested in the stock market this year, like Jack and I have, chances are you probably lost money. Like you lost a bunch of money
the
probably.
last year has
Yeah.
been a reflection of losses for us.
Pretty bad.
Because it was almost exactly 1 year ago
This is wild.
that the NASDAQ stock index peaked at an all-time high.
1 year ago, all-time high. Celebrate the wins. Where are we now, Jack?
In the past year, the NASDAQ is down 30%, and some tech stocks are down way worse than that.
Sprinkle on some context here. Amazon has lost over $1 trillion in value.
In the past year, Bitcoin is down 72%.
And Peloton, it's still in PT, rehabbing its hammy.
If you own real estate, that's probably gone down.
Even the Bored Apes have lost their yachts.
A lot of wallets have gotten a lot thinner in the past year.
The only prices, though, Jack, that haven't fallen
Are the prices we want to fall.
Yeah, milk, gas, and your monthly Netflix subscription.
It hasn't been a great year for Americans' personal finances.
But Jack, how about we take a break from reflecting and do a little bit projecting?
Santa Watch 2022?
Santa Watch 2022.
I mean, Black Friday and Cyber Monday are right around the corner. This could be a good year for gifts and presents.
Because here's the theme of the holiday spending 2022.
Your wallet is smaller, most likely this year, but your spending isn't.
Experts estimate that spending over the holidays is going to pop 7%.
Experts think we're going to spend 7% more on the holidays this year.
And that is after 2 years of jumps.
Yeah. 2 years ago, gift spending jumped 9%, and the year after that, it jumped 14%. Now it's jumping 7% this
You got
year.
inflation, higher interest rates, and a sad stock market.
But it's not stopping us from going to Brookstone and getting some massage thing.
You know what I'm getting you, Jack?
A massage thing?
A self-driving podcast microphone. But if there's a massage microphone, I'm going to get that for you too.
Now, Yetis, before you add more items like a massage, wallet, spending, microphone
You
thing.
didn't sound excited about the microphone, Jack. I just want to point that out.
Before you add items to your wish list, you may not get more gifts this year.
Right. Jack and I should point out everything is, 7% more expensive than last
So
year.
you might get the same toy tractor as this year.
Yeah.
It was just 7% more your parents or Santa had to spend on it.
But still, people are going to spend 7% more.
In this economy?
Yeah, in this economy.
Wow.
So, Jack, what's the takeaway for our buddies who are everyone listening to this pod?
We are thankful for jobs.
Yetis, the reason holiday spending isn't expected to fall this year, Americans, we still got jobs.
We do. Despite all the negativity you're probably hearing about this economy with the inflation and everything, more than 96% of Americans who want a job have a job.
3.7%. That is the record low unemployment rate.
Just about everyone who wants a job has one.
Yes, the tech industry. The tech industry has been hit hard. We've got friends who have been hit hard. Product managers, they've lost jobs.
But fortunately for them, there's a silver lining. They probably have a fantastic resume if they worked at a big tech company with good prospects and strong networks.
So all our tech buddies out there, you got this. We know it hurts, but you got this.
But for the great majority of Americans who have jobs, as long as they keep getting paychecks, they're unlikely to slow their spending.
And that is why Americans have smaller wallets, but still record spending.
Because of jobs.
This Thanksgiving, Yetis, we're thankful for jobs. Jack, can you whip up the leftovers? I mean, the takeaways for us over there.
Disney fired their CEO and brought back their old one, Bob Iger.
Bob Iger, he's a great legendary master Jedi, but he needs to train an apprentice.
For our second story, Denny's just launched a t-shirt that gets you free breakfast for a year.
What a subscription. Brands, they should have their own language. If you know, you know.
For our third and final story, spending by Americans over the holidays is expected to rise this year.
It's because of jobs. We're thankful so many Americans have them. Now, time for the best fact yet. This one actually whipped up by Jack and me. We decided to just create something for you today.
Well, Thanksgiving is in 2 days.
So we put our heads together on this one.
We talked about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah, Jack and I were just walking by Broadway. We're like, oh yeah, there's going to be some huge balloons here in a few days.
The first one goes all the way back to the 1920s.
But we know what you're curious about. What is the longest tenured balloon in the Macy's balloon arsenal?
Can I guess?
This is good trivia for Thanksgiving, by the way.
What's number 3 next?
Number 3 is Bullwinkle.
Number 2 is Ronald McDonald.
Number 1 longest tenured Macy's balloon?
Snoopy.
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 By the way, do you know my mom actually held the balloons?
She did?
She was a balloon handler one year.
Was she afraid that the helium was going to pull her up into the sky?
Well, we got her back in one piece.
What balloon did she hold?
They don't let you do Snoopy. She was a rookie. They're not giving her a Snoopy on that first roll. But she had great form, and we're very proud of her.
Alice, what a legend.
Yetis, Jack and I are going to miss you the next 3 days, but we can't wait to have you back on Monday.
We're going to rest our bones and fill our bellies. We hope you do too.
With turkey bones. Jack and I, we'll see you next week. And before we go, congratulations to Claire Burdett, a Yeti who helped launch the Artemis 1 rocket into outer space.
Wow.
Yeah, it's up there.
And congratulations to Asiho Sampson, who passed the Series 7 and the Series 66 down in Houston, Texas.
We can relate to that. 13-year-old Maddie Cakes, good luck on your 6th grade science test. We know today you got this.
And big shout out to Tolkien Tokashova, who's flying from Kazakhstan to San Francisco to be with her husband.
And Lizette Ortiz is visiting New York City for the first time from Texas. I think those were some good pizza recommendations we gave earlier.
Artichoke's a good spot.
Not too shabby.
And happy birthday to Emily Tiernan, a Princeton Tiger from Chevy Chase, Maryland.
And a happy 23rd to Giovanni in Northern Virginia.
And happy birthday to Eric Jansen in Plantation, Florida.
And Matt Caldwell's got a birthday over in Brooklyn.
Happy birthday to Cici in Brooklyn, New York.
And Sam Shane has got a birthday down in San Francisco.
And happy birthday to Esther Kim, who's on her way to the gym.
Classic.
Down in LA.
And enjoy that birthday, Caitlin Bolt, down in Wrigleyville, Chicago, doing logistics.
And happy birthday to Sarah Peters, a brown bear laxer who's celebrating in Weston, Mass.
Just outside of Providence.
Is that so?
It's so. It's so.
And to anyone else celebrating something today, make it a T-ball.
Celebrate the wins.
This is Jack. I own stock of Amazon, Disney, and Netflix. Nick and I both own stock of Peloton and Robinhood. And we both own some Bitcoin.
Bitcoin named Ben.
Now, a word about our sponsor, Robinhood.
A lot of you listen to our show while you're driving.
2 hands on the wheel. Keep it 10 and 2.
You might be cruising, Chris. No rush. Stay in the right lane.
Or you might be Darlene from Duncan, dotting from lane to lane.
Yeah, there are different drivers on the road. There are different investors too.
Maybe you're cruising down the long-term lane with stock investing, or maybe you're a more advanced full-speed trader.
Well, the Robinhood app helps put you in the driver's seat wherever you're at in your investing journey.
If you're not investing on Robinhood yet, to get started, go to Robinhood.com/TBoy and choose your free stock.
That's Robinhood.com/TBOY. Limitations apply.
Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, all investments involve risk.
By the way, this podcast is not owned by or part of Robinhood, and we are not employees of Robinhood. Yeah, you physically, when you do Cookie Crisp, you physically transform. Like it's kind of a Hulk situation.
Or
I don't know
werewolf.
what's going to get.
Yeah.
What we're going to get. Like I'm worried we're going to be out at dinner and someone's going to be like, oh yeah, Cookie Crisp. And you're going to be like, what? It's like a triggering word for you, you know?
Yeah.
Cookie Crisp.